I'm originally from New York, Manhattan, then moved to when I was younger to northern New Jersey. Grew up in Teaneck, New Jersey. My father actually was lead sax player for Eddie Duchin, Sammy Kaye back in the day, and he got out of music in '59. And at that time, right before he got out of it, he had a band with Burt Block, who actually went on to manage Rita Coolidge and Chris Christopherson. So there was always instruments and music in my house. Uh, and so I started first playing saxophone in sixth grade. And then when I was 10, I, I started to take private drum lessons, first with a gentleman named Roger Mancuso. Did all that up to high school, and then went away to college, came back, and then I got to be able to study with Gary Chester. And he was very influential at the time, a great educator, and really changed my style of playing. I opened up because he does that. I was now ambidextrous behind the drum set, the open arms thing. So uh, when I was 18, and that's when the drinking age back in the day was 21 in New York, and no, 21 in New Jersey, but 18 in New York. I joined a band that was a lot older guys than I was, and we played a lot of New York, Greenwood Lake. Uh, so I've been playing music ever since professionally since I was about 18. I did get shortly when I came back from college, got signed to a subsidiary of Warner Brothers. So they shipped me out to Europe and all that. So again, uh, music's been a big part of my life. When I moved out here, played with several other bands out here, and then uh, the Drifter Kings eventually got put together around about 2008 in several, and since then it's had several different members, incarnations of the band. So it's been around since then. There was a, a CD put out in 2009, produced by Michael Hill from Alligator Records. And then again, several different members came in and out of the band. And the members I have now would be Chris Whitney and Tony Harp. And the way I actually found them was when the one of the incarnations of the band broke up, I took about a year off, and then I ended up putting an ad in Craigslist, and I was very specific about this. Here it's coming from a drummer saying you need to be proficient in the Piedmont, you have to know about Chicago, Delta, all that. You need to be able to sing and go on the road. Uh, and actually, Chris answered the ad. Several other guitar players did too, but Chris ended up getting the gig because he said, "This is strange. I'm getting an ad from a drummer who says he needs somebody to front the band. Well, I can do that." So he answered it. He auditioned. He got the gig. We went through several other bass players until Tony Harp. He moved here from Fort Collins, Colorado. And what happened was he had called me at the time from Fort Collins saying he was moving to the Columbus area and was looking to join a band. I told him at the time I just got a new bass player. So let me see how this works out. Keep in touch. Anything can happen. Well, anything did happen. Didn't work out with that bass player. Brought Tony in, he auditioned, and he got the gig. So now that is what the band's made up of Chris Whitney on guitar, and he fronts the band also with lead vocals. And then Tony Harp plays bass, and he also sings vocals also. So I have two singers in the band. Uh, well, the influence of this band, as I say, we all write. All three of us do write material for the band, and the sound of the band is probably a little unusual because we're not all just guitar, bass, and drums. So since you have to be proficient in the Piedmont style, which is that finger picking type of style of guitar playing, similar to what a piano player would do in ragtime, because you're accompanying yourself with bass end and melody line. Uh, we do songs also in an acoustic vein, with me playing a frottoir, the Zydeco washboard, which is the vest. And then also we use a stomp box. I have a custom made stomp box that a friend of mine out of Chicago made for me. And also, we don't always use drums also with that. We also sometimes use a tunable tambourine. I stole this idea, or I should say borrowed this idea, from a band called the Subdudes. They don't have a drummer, and their percussionist uses a frame drum. So I use a tambourine, and I play it with a blast stick, and I can get several different rhythms out of that by hitting it and also hitting the instrument itself against my knee. So we do material that is electric. So we do some Chicago type. We do also then the acoustic thing, which is more again like the Delta Piedmont style. Because of the type of style the band does, I myself uh, love artists like Reverend Gary Davis, and also uh, Sleepy John Estes, people like that. And so that has influenced us. Also, Sun House, so we have that kind of sound with us, especially on our acoustic stuff. Uh, the electric side of me, I'm a big fan of like a very contemporary band called Too Slim and the Tail Draggers. So we just actually wrote a brand new song that's going to be on the CD uh, called Orange El Camino, which has that kind of almost that kind of sound. So that is basically my influence that I brought to the band. And again, it's kind of similar also to the other guys. We do want a very contemporary type sound. Um, I mean, for example, we're not a cover band, and we do rearrange a lot of the material that is non-original. So I've also come and we took come from that end of like a Fats Dominoes tune we do. I'm walking. The only way you're going to recognize it is by way of the lyrics. All right. So I mean that's the type of sound. We are a contemporary blues band, but we also do the old timey type stuff.